Good evening, all. Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Confirm whether you can hear me from your end. So, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to our today's session. So, I'm hoping you've had a great day and also you've enjoyed your Valentine's. Yeah. So, yesterday we looked at chart types in W, and how you can build those chart types. So today we want to look at best practices when on how you can choose the right type of chart to represent your data. So allow me to share my screen. So in order to make sense out of the data that we have, we should always choose the right type of chart to use. So not all type of charts are suitable for a particular data set or for a particular variable. So we must be keen on how we choose the charts that we intend to use for visualization. But how do we actually achieve this? What are some of the parameters that we look at before we decide on the type of chart that we intend to use? So that is always the question that you should always ask yourself. But basically, before we look at the things that you should look for when you are selecting your chart, we can break our visualizations into four main categories. So we have visualizations that are used to show comparison, and there are various types of charts that uh, can be used to achieve that. Then we have other types that show composition. So in this also we have certain type of charts to use. We also have charts that are used to graphically represent distribution. So when you want to know how a particular variable is distributed, so we have particular type of charts that are best suited for that. And then we do have relationship. So there are type of charts that are used to show relationship. So we shall look at each type of chart under the four categories. But most of the times you'll find that you are dealing with the two categories. That is charts that are used to visualize, to show comparison and also composition. So normally those are the four uh, type of charts, or four categories of charts that you can choose from to represent your data. So now let us look at the parameters that you have to consider whenever you want to select your visualization. So the first parameter is the number of variables that you want to visualize in a chart. So how many variables do you want to visualize? Is it 1, 2, 3, or many? Depending on your answer on this question, this will dictate the type of chart that we will use. And then how many items or data points do you want to display for each variable? So in this, you're asking yourself, do I only want to represent a few data points or many data points? So having an answer for that will also dictate the type of charts that you will use. So another parameter is will you be displaying values over a period of time or among items or groups. So if you want to show the distribution of a variable over time, there are certain type of charts that you will choose from. So by answering this question, you will be able to know the right type of chart to use. Having said that, this is a pictorial representation of the 4 categories of charts. So we said we have composition, we have comparison, distribution, also we do have relationship. So under each category, we have certain type of charts that fall into them. For instance, when you want to explore relationship between maybe 2 variables, for instance, you might want to see how does advertisement cost relate to the sales that we are making. So which type of chart will you choose? So when you want to represent relationship, you can either use a scatter plot or a bubble chart. So scatter plot are used to represent relationship between 2 variables. We also have bubble charts that can also be used to visualize the same. So when we go to comparison, so when you are comparing variables, so it depends how many items do you have. So when you want to visualize maybe 2 variables, you might find that a column chart is suitable for that, or you might find that you can also use a table or table with embedded charts. You can also use bar charts and also column charts. And then you can also, when you want to maybe show comparison over time, there you can use circular area charts or line charts. Also, you can also use a column chart and also line charts. And then when you want to see the distribution of a variable, so if you want to see if it's a single variable, you can either use a histogram. So I understand all of you know histograms. So they are used to show distribution of a variable. So mostly uh, histogram and box plots. Those are normally used to show distribution of a variable. Yeah, so when you go to composition, we have you can use stacked bar chart or stacked column charts. Also, you can use pie chart, waterfall charts, and also you can use stacked column charts. So those are the type of chart under each category. So it depends now uh, with what you have or what is your objective. So do you want to show comparison? Do you want to show relationship? Do you want to show distribution or composition? So this will guide you in selecting the right type of chart to use. So now let's look at various chart types that you can use to visualize your data. So table is one of them. So you can choose to visualize your data in form of a table. So, and when should you use tables? So we use table when we want to show comparison, composition, or to see relationships in our variables or data points. Yeah. So in some instance, you don't need to maybe visualize your data using a chart. So tables can be best suited in certain scenarios. So when you want to compare or look up individual values, then a table will serve that purpose. And when you require precise values, and if your values involve multiple units of measure. And the last circumstance when you can use a table is when you want to communicate quantitative information, but you do not want to see trends. So, but how can we visualize tables in Tableau? So when I go to my Tableau, so this is Tableau. I've just changed the background of the canvas. So let's say we want to visualize cells. So let me take cells. Let me say by subcategory. So for now, you're seeing this is a line chart, but we can change this. When I go to show me, I want this to be in the form of a table. So I've just altered the background, change the background color. So this is a table. So when you go to the show me tab, so you can see we have various chart options that you can choose from depending on the fields that you've put on the rows or columns. So you can see now how this is how we do tables. Let me put region somewhere. So these are sales by product category, by region. These are sales by product subcategory. That's how we do tables. hope you can see this is the entire view. So if now I want a detailed breakdown on sales performance by product subcategory, by region, I can represent that information using a table like this. This makes sense. Let us leave it in standard form. So as you can see, we've visualized this data using a table. So, but what we are not seeing here is the totals for each. So we can add that. So when you are in this sheet for where the table is, you simply go to analysis, you go to totals. So totals, you want to show raw grand totals. You can see we have grand totals here. And then go to analysis again, totals, and then column grand totals. So that's what we are having. So this is I know you know how to add title. Product subcategory. Like that. Just changing and format this. Should be in the form of currency. I put dollars. I want 0 decimal places like that. And then what else can I change? Can change the font color, change to white like that. So I'm simply formatting, so there's no big deal here. So formatting, let me format this again. Right. Let me put Tableau semi-bold. So, so that's how uh, we do format uh, tables. So I was just showing you an illustration on how you can visualize your data using tables. Someone wants to join? Elizabeth, I can see your hand is up.
Yes, but so going back to that table,
Yes.
how is that?
Discount. So that won't help much because the table will be overcrowded. So I won't advise we do that. For instance, you can see if we drag this count, let me look for this count. You see how it appears even when you take it to the rows. So it will distort your table. So first you should understand that sales and discount, those are two different variables, and all of them you see they are measures, right? So even discounts not supposed to be there. It's only sales because we cannot visualize two continuous variable here at the same time unless we are exploring relationship between those two variables. No, so discount not supposed to be there. It is sum of sales. So you've seen how we've done with tables. So here we go to column charts. So column chart, these are the most used type of chart. So and this type of chart is best used to compare different values. when specific values are important. So when you want to compare values or when you want to show comparison, so column charts are also the best choice. So for instance, you want to see maybe amount of profit that we garnered, maybe by state, by country, or the sales that we made, maybe by product category or by consumer segment, and so on. So those are used to show what comparison. So and how can we add? I think we've done column charts before, so it's simple to add them in Tableau. So we want to do column charts. So let me take even segment. 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 So I'm taking segment. So let me do this so that you can see. So we have two segments, three segments, that is consumer, corporate, and home office. Sales by segment. So I had told you earlier how you can change the type of chart. So you simply come here to the max card. So there is a drop down there. When you click on the drop down, it will give you a list of charts that you can choose from. So we want bar chart. So it is behaving this way because we had increased the size here. We can swap. See now this is what is called what a column bar chart. So that's a column chart. I can add data labels as usual. I can format the data labels. So numbers, I must change them to currency. That is dollars. So this is sales performance by segment. Simply like that. can hide this. We can hide this. Yeah. So when we want, we said column charts are used to show comparison or to compare different values. So for instance here, we can see or we can visualize sales among various market segment. So with this, we can compare which segment is doing well and which one is not doing that well. So here we see consumer, corporate, and home office coming the last. That so this one I'll just change the color to white. Tableau semi-bold, change this color to white. So highlight it first. Change it to white. Can get rid of those grid lines. So that we have a complete, a visually appealing chart. So, okay, hope you've noticed that I use black and white mostly. So this is simply because it is simplest. It is simpler compared to other colors, especially we people who are colorblind, who do not know how to match colors. You can never go wrong with white and black. But you can also, if you are good with colors, you can always choose the best match of color. So you can choose the color of your visual that matches with the color of your background. But me mostly, I normally like to use black and white. So then let me format the data labels, yeah, a bit, make them to be bold. And increase maybe the size a bit. So that is a column chart, as simple as that. So maybe I forgot to format this to white, Tableau semi-bold. Maybe increase the font size. So this is what we are having. So this is called a column chart. So let us go to another type of chart. But before we go and look at another type of chart, so we have best practices that you need to observe whenever you are building column chart. So The first best practice is you should use column charts for comparison if the number of category is quite small. For instance, up to 5, but not more than 7. So 6 coming down. Yeah. So if you have many categories, it is not advisable for you to use a column chart. And then if one of your data dimension is time, for instance, including years, quarters, months, weeks, days, or hours, you should always set the time dimension on the horizontal axis. Hope you are getting that point clear. So if you want to show comparison over time, so that time variable should always be on the x-axis. So you should not have time on the y-axis and you are showing comparison. It won't make any sense at all. And then that practice is in charts, time should always run from left to right, never and not from top to bottom. So it should begin from the left to the right. Yeah. For instance, if you are having a month, January up to December. So January should always come first, followed by February and so on. So you should be reading it from the left and not from the right. And then another thing to consider whenever you are building your column charts. Column charts, the numerical axis should always start from 0. And by this I mean the scale. For instance, maybe you want your range ranges from maybe 0 to 100. So the starting point should be at 0 and not from 10. Hope you are getting me. It should always start from 0 and then going, not from maybe at the middle like 20, 30 and so on. And then the third thing that you should know, you should avoid using pattern lines or fields. So instead of doing that, you can use a border only for highlighting. Yeah, so that those are, you should consider these parameters or these scenarios whenever you're building your column charts. Yeah, hope that's clear. So other type of charts, we have column histogram. So histograms are normally used to show distribution of variables and also can also be used to show relationship of a single variable over a set of categories. But majorly, it's used to show distribution among of a variable. So for instance, if you are having ages of individuals, yeah, so you want to see how this age is distributed. So for instance, where do the most of the guys fall? So is it the age of 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, and so on? Yeah. So with histogram, that's make sure that you are only using it whenever you want to see variation or the distribution of that particular variable. So in our data set, I don't think there's a variable that I can use to represent that. So let me scout my variables and see. for now, I don't see any variable that we can use. But if whenever we'll be analyzing data using a different data set, which I'll share with you, we shall see how you can build histogram in Tableau. So let's move on to another type of chart that is called a stacked column chart. So if you are from Excel, most probably you've come across this type of chart. It's called a stacked column chart. So we normally use a stacked column chart to show compositions. So another thing that you should take note is that whenever you are using a stacked column chart, so make sure that you do not have too many compositions or items, essentially not more than 3 or 4. Yeah. So now let's see how we can do that in Tableau. This is sales per segment. Sales by segment. So this was sales by product subcategory. So I'll choose bar. So that's a stacked column chart. So hope you've seen what I've done. So let me get rid of this. So I've taken sales. So I'm taking sales here. Simply put it to the rows. And then I take maybe product category. The category, I put it on the columns. And maybe I take region. like that. So under the show me tab, so Tableau has recommended for me the type of charts that I can use, and this one is the stacked column chart. So that is what I chose. So with this, you can see sales by region and also by product category. So here we have a legend, which is a key. So these colors here represent product category. On the x-axis, you are having regions. So let me put entire view so that you can see. So that is a stacked column chart. So I'll simply name it the title as sales by product category per region. Simply like that. I bold this. Put this white. Something went wrong here. So put Tableau semi-bold, white, like that. So let me add again data labels. So for me to add data labels, I'll grab cells and take it to the labels, like that. So, and I can format the labels, format the labels. So it's currency, so custom currency, change the prefix to $, like that, 0 decimal place. Oh, sorry. That. Tableau semi-bold, like that. And then apart from this, I think now we can change the background. So this one can hide. Then I can get rid of the grid lines and also even the zero lines, so that we have this. So this, I can edit the x-axis. Simply go on x-axis, right click and go to format. So change that to white. Tableau semi-bold. Input font 10. right? Yeah. So this is now what is called a start column chart. Yes. The columns. Okay. So you see here where we have size. Look at where my cursor is. Hope you can see. Confirm.
I can see.
You seeing when I adjust?
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Right. And then let us go to another type of visualization. It is a bar chart. So bar charts are essentially horizontal column charts. So, and when can you use this type of bar chart? So remember the other time when we say that when you are using column charts, so you should not have more than 7 categories. So if your data happens to have more than 7, you can resort to this kind of bar chart. It's called a horizontal bar chart. So if you have long category names, for instance, the name of your categories are long, or the list that you are having is long, you can resort to this kind of chart. So let's see how we can build this type of chart. So let me format this to white. So I can use states as an example. So I can take sales by state, and then I take sales, take it to the columns. Don't worry when you see that, you simply come and change the type of chart. So under the mark shelf, you can see it's selecting area. So you change to bar. So you see now it is stacked. We simply have to reduce the size. Yeah. So this looks a bit disoriented. So we have to sort. You see now here we are having more than 7 categories. So it's best suited now to use this type of chart in such a scenario. So the categories are more than 7, and also we do have long names. So these are sales by state, sales by state.
Is there a difference when you change using that marks and when you use the show me on the right side?
So you see the show me area, it suggests for you the type of charts that you can choose from depending on the fields that you've chosen. But here it's upon you now to select. Yeah, so here there is no recommendation here, but here you'll see that, for instance, when we've dragged the state and the cells into the row and column shelf, so when I go to the show me button, so Tableau has already detected the right type of chart that you can use. But here, this is, you do it, you have to select it yourself. But this one, there is a recommendation on the best type of chart to use. So you see other charts here, they are grayed out. So the ones that are active, they are the ones that you can choose from. Like this one, you see it's grayed because it is not suitable for this data or for these variables that we've dragged into the columns and also to the rows. Even this you can see. Yeah, so that's the difference.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the difference. So let us just do some simple editing. These are cells by state. So you see how we've done this. You've realized mostly we've been using cells. So you can still do the same analysis, but use a different variable like profit or quantity sold. Cells by state. So just doing a bit of formatting here. Don't worry if you don't see the titles because of our background. So let us put data labels. That. So let's now change the background. This one we can center. So let's get rid of grid lines. So let's get rid again of the header on the x-axis so that we are having this. Color. That's too bright. Equip this. So let us format the y-axis. Right click, go to format. So this white. Close semi-bold. Shading. So I leave the rest. So on the data labels, again, I can format. So currency, change to dollars. That, and then put 0 decimal places. And put 9. So you can now see the distribution of cells by state. So, and by this you can see which state has the most cells. So for instance, we can see it's California followed by New York and Texas. So that is where we are performing well. So sometimes you might want to narrow down to just a few. Maybe you don't want to show all these states, but you only want to show top 10 states. So for you to be able to do that, you simply come here to data, take state to the filters. So when you take state to the filters, so you can see it will open the filter dialog. So you'll go to where we have top 10 by field, right? And then you do click on OK, and you'll have your top 10 states. So we can simply expand this so that you can see. Wait a moment. Celine, I see your hand is up.
Can you repeat how you click the doctor?
So let me take this out. So you see right now we are having cells for all those states. So you can see this list is so long. So, but we may not be interested in cells of all these states. So we might only be interested in the top 10 or bottom 10 states. So for you to be able to do that, we have to apply a filter to this visual. So we want to filter states. So what I said, you come to the state, you take it to the filters, right? When you take state to the filter, it will open this dialog box whereby you'll now be able to select how you want to filter the states. So this is the general how you can filter, but you can see at the right you have top. You can filter either top 5, top 10, top 15, top 20, and so on. But condition, this is a bit of advanced, but if we only want top 10, we'll come and select top by field. And then you enter a value here. So if, for instance, you want top 5 alone, you say 5. Then you click on OK. That's it. Yeah. So, but we want top 10. Only top 10. You've seen, Celine, are you now comfortable?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so that's all about this horizontal bar chart. When you are having a lot of many categories, you use it. So we have stacked bar chart. I think this is the same as previous. We looked at column charts yesterday. Line charts, sorry. We looked at line charts and we saw how best you can use it. So we said line charts are used to represent time series data. So it shows how a certain variable has been behaving over time. So just a quick reminder on it. So we can do chart for that. Yeah, for instance, I want to see the trend of sales by month. Order date. So by now you see it's speaking what? Years. So let us swap this and say. So these are amount of sales by year. So whenever you are having a variable as in form of a date, you can always manipulate. By that I mean, from that you can extract, for instance, year, you can extract month, you can extract weeks, days, and so on. So when I'm here, I simply come to this drop down. So I want month. So I simply click on month. So this is what is called now a line chart. It shows trends over time. So cumulatively, we can see how sales have been performing for the various months of the year. Just as we concluded yesterday, we saw that sales were high from the third quarter, that is August, September up to December. And so this is a monthly sales trend cumulative. Yes. Yes, Brian. Yes. So we have only 4 years. Yeah, we are only having 4 years. Just repeating for your sake. So let me remove the this is what we are having. You see, we have 4 years. We have 2014, 2015, 2016, and 2017. This is what Tableau has picked by default. So it is giving us sales trends by year. So you see the sales that we got in 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. You can see the trend has been rising over time, right? But what we are interested in, we want to get now monthly sales trend. So we are having here one variable, and this variable is order date, right? From it, we can be able to extract month, right? We can be able to extract year. We can also be able to extract the days and so on. So once we click on this drop down, you see by default it picked here. Hope you can see where my cursor is. Yes, it picked here. Now we are changing that. We want to depict how sales have been performing on a month by month basis. So you select month. So the years disappeared because we unselected the year and selected months. Are you satisfied? Yes. Yes, it is cumulatively. For instance, I yes, cumulatively. Yeah, yeah, it is cumulative. So it's not for a particular year alone. So it is cumulative. But if we want to get per year or each year, I can include a filter for year, whereby I can select a particular year and be able to see the monthly sales trend for that particular year. We shall do that. So here is let me change something here. Simply change the format. So this is monthly sales trend. Monthly sales trends. Can simply change the font type, Tableau semi-bold, and change this to white, and we can center. Right, so we can include data labels. So sorry, let me take data labels. So let me format it. Now this is here. So let me change this to currency. Dollar. Change that. So you can change the color of the line. So again, this I said I'm putting white and I bold. Maybe put font size 10. So I do not want the header for this. So again, we can format the x-axis. So we bold. And then get rid of the grid lines. Can hide this. Drop lines again. Let's select none. Axis ruler none. So this is what we are having. So these are monthly sales trend. So we can also alter the way the months appear if we don't want to see the full month. So we want abbreviation. So we want Jan, Feb, March, but not the whole thing. So I've changed to abbreviation. So you see it was speaking January, February, which was long. So you simply change that to abbreviation. Yeah, so those are monthly sales trend. So I put the entire view. Let me select standard. So under the standard view, you can see now how sales have been performing over months. So for us to see how the sales have been performing each year, we can include a filter for year. So I'll simply take order date, take it to the filters. So when I take order date to the filters, it will open this dialog box whereby I'll be able to select. So I simply select here and click on next. So select from list, select all, and then click on OK. and then come here and click on show filter. So on your right, you'll be able to see the filter for year. For instance, 2014, this is how the sales were. This is the sales performance on a month by month basis for 2014. And then for 2015, those were the sales. 2016, you can see 2017. Yeah, so that's how we do line charts. Then line charts, they have various forms. They have various forms. For instance, you might decide maybe you want a dotted line as your line chart. So you see under path, there are different type of they are in different format. So you can choose this one for linear or step. Let's for instance choose step, right? You can see stepwise. So it is in the form of stairs, how the stairs have been performing. So, and again, you can either choose whether you want it to be in form of a line or a dotted line with different thickness. See, so those are the variation of the format of what? Of a line chart.
Sorry, Fred, where did you change the color of that line?
The color of this one, purple one. You simply come to see where we have colors. Yeah, color. See, let me put blue. You've seen? Maybe you want green, want orange. So that's how I change. Yeah. And so I believe I've exhausted different type of charts. So we also do have color area charts. So we saw area charts yesterday. Yeah, but just I'll not do an area chart, but I'll simply use this. So I'll simply come here where we have charts. Instead of line now, I'll choose area. So that's an area chart. So it's the same as a line chart, only that the area beneath the line is shaded, right? You see how I'm changing the color? The same way I change the color for the line. So that's the area chart. So you can see for various years. Right? So that's all about area chart. No big difference from the a line chart. So I believe pie chart, we saw pie chart yesterday. I think it was the last example that we did. Yeah, so that's all about different chart types in Tableau. So we looked at map chart yesterday. I believe that you're okay with that. So the do's and don'ts of visualization, I think this we will do when we are about to finish the course. Yeah, so for today, I believe let's call it a day. So it's my expectation that you've enjoyed today's class and grasped something. Yeah, unless there's any question. Yeah, so if we are all okay, so today is Valentine, so we need to spend time with our loved ones. So I want to wish you all a lovely night. So let's meet tomorrow. Yeah, goodbye. Hello, Maxwell. Yeah, sure. Sharing. I'll upload
Thank
today.
you. Okay.